I don't know why you wouldn't call it Coke if blow was Coke. I'll bet blow is cheap Coke. Maybe blow is what you get before you cut the Coke, or after you cut it, or what you cut it with. Isn't that baking soda? Baking soda blow. Baking soda blow. I don't know. Just pooped in your outdoor grill. RD opened the fucking door. Oh, guy's already there. Yeah, he gets to the Netherlands quickly. I've actually built not a time machine, but a space machine for him to quickly cross great distances. It's part of our global domination scheme. Nothing to worry about. But if you don't piss Guy off, because what happens is there are 12 angry midgets, and if you can imagine what 12 angry midgets can accomplish as a team, then you can start to imagine the great hell and fury that Guy can drop upon you if you should get on his bad side. You may use the water tank. You mean are you talking about the water closet? Isn't that what Anne Frank used? Wait, you move. These black people are calling 911. They have black people in the Netherlands? No, they don't. No, because I already asked RD. I said, what do you know about black people, RD? Because he had said the N-word one day, and he's like, I saw Bill Cosby. Oh, okay. He watched the Cosby Show, so he knows about black people. If I decide to do this poetry reading thing again, if we do it again, we're thinking about doing some impromptu stuff just off the top of our heads and maybe getting into some of the good stuff. I do have a friend that likes to go to open poetry readings, and he's a black guy, but his education is equal to or greater than mine. And I don't know. It's just not something you see all the time. You know, in this country, the average black is not as educated as the average white. And you can say whatever you want as the cause of that. Is it opportunity? Is it choice? Is it black people culture saying, I don't want to sound white, so I'm not going to study that silly shit? I don't know. I'm just saying that's the way it is. I expect within 50 or 100 years that'll level out. They may even begin to per capita pass us. So, I mean, you see other countries bobbing up and down all the time. Who's the first place this year? Japan. Who's second place this year? Well, America. Who's 12th place this year? Well, it's a new year. America's 12th place. Yeah, we're slipping. Trailer parks have electric now. I was thinking I had seen some lights on that did not look as if they were being supplied directly by lantern fuel. So that's a good thing. A decent amount of Dutch people are black. They're from Suriname. Suriname? That's one I haven't heard of before. That's like Vietnam for sirs, I guess. All them NAMs, and all the NAMs and the ANs, yeah, those are the ones. They never do well. You don't want to be from any country that ends in NAM or AN, A-N. Now, that doesn't count American, because now you're getting into the United States of America. Cuz always do well. Name a cuh that isn't doing well. That's what I thought. All right, you guys, my voice is gone. I've been drinking and chugging motherfucking coffee at 2:30 in the morning just to try to keep my palate moist so I can nod a lot. I'm taking back my 1488 from the Dutch until the trials begin. Ashton, I wish you had participated more in the chat and we could have talked about stuff you were interested in, but you just let us do our little fucking four-guy circle jerk that we always do and end up not being very productive in our discourse. And we need some people to come in and mix it up sometimes. Poke around. Start us on a new path. Get away from hockey and sex and drugs. We don't even talk about rock and roll. It's like that's kind of like a foregone conclusion. Oh, you like music? Yeah, okay, good. So does every fucking buddy else on the planet. Yeah, that's just me. Pedro, move us to DEFCON 3, please. Oh, Lord. The small Mexican man is in charge of missiles. You've been warned. You've been warned. I do not have a Mexican mixer board, dude. And I'm sitting here looking at my mixer board thinking, maybe Barco knows how to operate this thing. I mean, it was once in his possession. What if Barco, all right, you want to have a fun thought real quick? We'll get ready to close down on this. So Barco works directly for the CIA, not indirectly, but directly. And they were worried that I was going to change the hearts and minds of Americans at a fundamental level with all this silly truth I keep sharing. So he sent the mic and the mixer, and they're heavily bugged. They have audio detecting equipment in them. They have video recording equipment in them. They have heat wave and thermal. They can see your dick, even when you don't want it to be seen, right through your thigh. It doesn't matter. Angle's not important. Ground penetrating radar here. Maybe I'm being spied on. Now, if I were the paranoid type, I'd probably have somebody sweep this for me. One of my people. But no, I wouldn't do that. Because if you're spying on me, it tells me two things. One is you've got the wrong idea. And two is you're spying on me without my permission. And I know it's costing you time and money. Therefore, some justice is being served. It's automatic. That's called quick justice. Sometimes you see justice served by its own, gets its own reward. Whatever. Detroit Messiah, great show. Deal with it. All right, yeah, great. I'm glad you guys came to the show. I'm kind of glad Guy talked me into it, but it could have been better. And that's always, that's always something I'm thinking about improving. The show, that is. And then I don't know. It's apathy, but it's also a certain comfort level of where I am. Like, pure apathy would be I just would never do a show. So this is called moderate apathy. It's called the Peter Principle. Read about it. And has nothing to do with Cox, Barco. RD, thank you for coming in. Thanks, Guy Shea, for coming in and making the chat bounce around you and Barco. Thank you, Ash, for coming in. And hope that you enjoyed what little interest we may have given you. Stabby and Jewish Producer, both taking notes right now, along with RD, which they will use against me in a court in Nuremberg. I see it coming. I'm just projecting at this point, but I see it coming. I can see out a few weeks. And who did I miss? Some of these people that came in early. I expected more. I expected Apocalypse to come in. I must have done something to piss him off, and I didn't think that was possible. I thought only Stabby had his number. But, no. Bibbs. Sorry, I missed the Bibbs. You're a mean one, Mr. Bibbs. You don't like Dr. Pepper, but you drink Mr. Pibb. Yeah, that was my impromptu for the night. Barco's Mirror, I missed. Speak easy, dude. I wonder if these people Desert Rose was in here. Do these people come in and say hi just to advertise their name? Like, that way you'll click on their name and maybe go to their show? Is that like an advertising ploy? I was just wondering. I wonder how Barco's Mirror is doing right now. Who thinks Barco's Mirror has any particles left on it at this point? We'll leave you with that thought. That's going to be coming up on the end of the show. Thank you, Grandpa Al. Almost missed you for coming in. And Grandpa Al's been going through a lot of stuff lately. So for those of you people that pray for that motherfucker. But for those of you that don't pray, I think if you just were to go to where he lives and kick him in the nuts, it would at least be a distraction. And he could probably use that right now. So you have my permission to give him the full patty whack with both feet. If you're on stilts, you can kick from the stilts and then get off the stilts and kick with your feet. So you get 4 kicks for the price of 1. That's going to get his mind off of some serious shit that he's going through. And doing this show got my mind off of some serious shit that I'm going through, and I appreciate it. And if I die tomorrow, I hope you guys have a big show to celebrate me that basically says, who the fuck was he? I barely knew that guy. That's pretty cool. I would like that. That's the way most of us are going down in this life. Who the fuck was he? I barely knew him, if at all. Yeah, that's life. Debbie Daly first. I'm getting ready to go. You guys know who has a show on this network. You know RD and Barco do the whatever fucking thing they do. You got Guy Shea doing a show. You got Debbie Daly does a show. I still don't think Ash does a show. The rest of the people, Jewish Producer does a show. He does with Mr. Midnight Movie, I think. Stabby should do a show. And would have tons of talent to offer to a show. But much like Andrew, I think he chooses to preserve his thoughts and just shoot them in machine gun fashion inside of the chat rooms. I don't know. You get more spread with your message that way. If I only get 12 listeners to one of my shows, but he's been in 40 chat rooms that had an average of 30 listeners each, his message is out there. He's done more than he could have done with the show. So good for you. Good thinking. Good math, you motherfuckers. I'm an English guy. I don't know about that math bullshit. All I can say is pi is 3.14159, and that is not the phone number of Jenny. That I do know. I figured that much shit out already.
Have you ever thought about what a walk you...
Can I turn this off?